Hello, welcome. This is Michi Renee with the Unicorn Tribe. Thank you so much for tuning in to Be a CEO live show. I have a treat for you today. We have Jenna Bagley with AWeber here with us on today. So I'm going to give her a proper introduction as I get everything ready. Welcome to Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, and Clubhouse. So I am doing a lot right now. So welcome. So Jenna Bagley is the advocate manager for AWeber. She is a leading emails, which is a leading email service provider, and they are a very first autoresponder. Jenna works closely with content creators, podcasters, social media strategists, coaches, entrepreneurs, and more. Through email marketing, you can connect with your audience and drive them back to your podcast, blog, website, or social media platform over and over again, keeping you top of mind. Having worked in several different industries over her career, including restaurants, bridal, real estate, recruiting, direct sales, and now software as a service, Jenna has acquired a wealth of knowledge about sales, marketing, and what it means to build a relationship with your target audience. Jenna lives in Bucks County, PA, with her husband and 3 children. Jenna, welcome to the Be a CEO live show.
Hi, thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here and teach you about email marketing.
Thank you so much. I definitely need it. I have definitely neglected my email list for sure. So just jump right on in and let's get started.
All right, let's get to it. You want to pop up my screen there?
Yes. There you go.
All right, great. And we are going to talk about how to quickly launch your email marketing strategy. And this is such a popular topic. I hear from so many people who aren't doing email marketing, but they want to, but they don't know where to start. So today's workshop is going to be really great because I'm going to give you a 3-step plan, and I'm going to just jump right into it so we can get through as much information as we can. All right. So here we go. Email marketing, it drives more conversions than any other marketing channel. And that's according to Monetate. And on average, people will earn $38 for every $1 they spend on email marketing. And that's from the DMA, that statistic. And basically what it means is email pays for itself 38 times over. And I've even seen some statistics where that number is $40. So you don't need to worry about wasting your investment with email marketing or spending your time because the return on investment is so strong. Basically, email pays for itself. And as Michi introduced, I am Jenna Bagley. I'm the advocate manager at AWeber. I'm also an email marketing success coach. And I do have my information here up on the slide. Feel free to contact me at jennab@aweber.com if you have any questions. You can also follow me on LinkedIn, Instagram, Clubhouse. I'm here all under the name Jenna Bagley. So definitely come connect with me and let me know your email marketing questions. Basically, my goal today is to help you learn how to do email marketing and finally get the results that you're looking for in scaling your business. And if you're on here live with us and maybe you're on Facebook or YouTube, feel free to utilize the chat window. Let me know if you have any questions along the way. I'll try to keep an eye on it, and we can certainly get to some Q&A at the end. And I also want to be real and transparent, right? You've probably sat through a ton of webinars where they're trying to sell you something, or they're going to have a really long, boring pitch for their product. Guess what? This is all going to be value. It's all going to be tactical. And just in the spirit of transparency, I'm going to tell you that at the end, I'm just going to give you a link to check out more information on AWeber. And just know that you do not need to be an Aweber customer to get a ton of value from this training. But just in the spirit of that transparency, I'm going to tell you, here's the link. If you want more information on Aweber, you're going to go to unicorntribe.aweber.com. And that's unicorntribe.aweber.com. And you can get started for free for up to 500 subscribers. And that's it. So we're going to get right to the takeaways and what you're going to learn during this session. So I'm going to show you how to grow your email list quickly so you can connect with a bigger audience, right? That's what we all want. We want to connect with more people. We want to serve more people. We want to get our product or service in the hands of more people, right? So we can help them solve their problem. And I'm also going to show you how to easily automate some emails that are going to save you a ton of time, right? We don't want to do repetitive marketing tasks. We probably did not go into business so we could send emails, right? No one starts their business saying, I'm going to be an email marketer, unless that's your business, right? And so I want to make sure that you have the time to spend on the parts of the business that you absolutely love, that fill your cup.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to show you how to create engaging email content that gets your subscribers to open, click, and buy. And I'm going to show you some real life examples from some really successful marketers. And that's it. So let's get right to it. We're going to talk about 3 different problems that we see all the time with people's email strategies. And the first one is that they have either a boring sign-up form that's hidden, or there's no sign-up form at all. And when I say a sign-up form, this is somewhere where you can collect email subscribers on your website or your landing page. And a boring sign-up form would be something like this. It has a headline, it has the field for name, the field for email. So it's not the worst sign-up form in the world, but there is definitely room for improvement because it doesn't give people a real reason why they should sign up for the list. And guess what? People are very, very cautious of who they give their emails to, right? We've all been there. And this sign-up form with just name and email, it's just not compelling. So today I'm going to show you a form that's going to help you grow your list quickly, okay? So step 1 in our plan is you're going to create a sign-up form that converts. And if you're watching with us live, put in the chat box, do you have a sign-up form on your website? Just yes or no. Let us know. Are you collecting email subscribers? And in the meantime, here's a form that's way more interesting, okay? This one, it's a 7-day small business marketing crash course, but it says learn the essentials of a successful marketing plan, plus get regular tips and tricks to improve your marketing skills. So this is offering free content in exchange for joining their mailing list. And it also goes on to explain the benefits of the list. So a secret to a form that's going to convert is a lead magnet or a freebie. And we could spend an entire hour together talking about lead magnets. But
Jenna, one second. We have someone that made a post and on Instagram, and she put Google Forms. So could a Google form be considered a form? I would probably say no, correct, in the sense that you're using it where someone goes onto the website and puts their information in.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to want to have a sign-up form that connects to your email client. So you can create the sign-up form through like Aweber, for example, as one of the options for a provider. And you're going to add that sign-up form to your website. So a Google form is probably not the best because you want to make sure that they're opting in to your email list, that you have privacy policy listed, that you have just you're working smarter, right? You want to make sure that when someone signs up, they're automatically getting an email. And we're going to touch on all of that in just a few slides, but that's a great question. I would suggest not doing it that way to save time. And so a lead magnet or a freebie is going to have a huge impact on your conversion rate. And I say this all the time. If you've ever heard me in a Clubhouse room or talking, having a sign up form that says join my list or get updates, that's not enough. It's not compelling enough, because here's why. People don't want to join your email list, right? And people always get surprised when I say that, because I work for an email company. I'm here to teach you about how to grow your email list, but people don't want to join your email list. What they do want is they want to get value. They want to learn something new. They want some sort of transformation, right? And so they're going to be willing to give up their email address for something like that. If it just says join my list, it's just not enough.
Right.
And guess what? A lot of people always say to me, well, Jenna, I don't have time to create a lead magnet. I don't want to give away free content. I don't want to give away free stuff. And you probably already have great content that you've already created in your toolkit that you can use as a lead magnet. It could be something very simple. It doesn't have to be something that you're recreating the wheel. So think about your audience. Think about what they might want in exchange for giving up that email address. And basically, they want you to help them solve a problem really quickly. That could be saving them time, saving them money, something of convenience. It could be a discount, but it doesn't have to be. Just something that your audience, the ones that you want to target, who's that ideal customer that you want to connect with? What are their interests? What are their challenges, their pain points? And then what is a quick solution that you can give them? And that's what they're going to see value in and give up that email address. And here's another example of a good sign up form. So this says my top 10 most popular healthy recipes. This is from a food blogger. And she simply curated content that she's already created into a really easy PDF version. And you could do the same for your list. Say you have a blog or you have a podcast, you could curate your top things so that they don't have to go searching for it. It could be an infographic. It could be an add-on service, exclusive access. It could be a webinar is your lead magnet, a Facebook Live. It really could be anything that your audience perceives as helpful. A blog post, ebook, a checklist, printables, something that you probably already have that helps your customers.
Right. And
your form should be really easy to find. I see this a lot when I'm talking with people and they're like, "Hey, I have a lead magnet, but it's not converting." And then I'll go and look, and their lead magnet is really hard to find. It's like you have to jump through hoops to even sign up for it. You want to make sure it's very, very easy, very clear. You don't want to make it hard. And if someone visits your website and they don't buy or engage with you, they're potentially gone forever, which is why it's important to capture their email address so that you can follow up again and again. And I'm going to show you 3 different ways to capture email addresses, and none of them include a Google form. So the first way is a homepage form. So this is smack dab on the very first page of your website. And she has her lead magnet here. This is Henneke. She's from Enchanting Marketing. And her lead magnet is a free 16-part snackable writing course. And she gives some bullet points of the benefits of the course. And then it's very obvious how to sign up. There's an arrow, there's a neon green button, like it's very clear cut. And that's a great example. Now, maybe you don't want to take up the center of your homepage. That's fine. You can use the bottom of your homepage like Ann Handley does. She has a a newsletter called Total Anarchy, and you can see at the bottom is her sign up form. And she says, get new writing, useful links, useful ideas, fresh links, and high spirited shenanigans delivered to your inbox every 2 weeks. And she does a couple of things here. She tells them exactly what she's going to give them. She says high spirited shenanigans. That sounds fun, right? I want to be on that list. And she says every 2 weeks. So you know exactly what you're signing up for. The second place would be on the sidebar of your website. And the example I'm showing is from Well Plated. And you can easily add in a sign up form. Say you have a WordPress site. You could easily use a plugin to add a sign up form to your site. And that way you're collecting and it's going right to your email list so you could send right away. The third placement would be a pop-up form. And I'm sure we've all seen this. A lot of retailers like to use this method. And this example is from Magnolia Market, and they're an e-commerce site. And they're offering a 15% off discount in exchange for your email. Now, again, it doesn't always have to be a discount. It just has to be something that's incentivizing them to sign up with you. And it's
Jenna, one
yeah,
second.
go for it.
I was just gonna state, so like on my website, I actually have 2 ways that people can subscribe to the list. So one of them is a pop-up when you first land on the website. So if someone just decides, I don't want to do it right now, and they turn off, they exit out of the pop-up, they can also get it on the main page of my website where it says join the tribe. So you can also download the freebie from there. Do you suggest putting it multiple places on the website so people have more than one option to sign up for it, or they see it more than one time when they land on your website to actually sign up for your newsletter or for your email list or whatever, or both?
Yeah, I think repetition is a good thing. And a lot of people are scared to have things multiple times, but actually in marketing, you need someone to see something multiple times in order for them to act. So they might close out of that pop-up. And if there was no other way, they might never find their way back to your website. So I think it's fine. You want to make sure that you are showing things to people multiple times so that they do act, because it usually takes about 7 to 12 times for someone to see something before they take an action. So yeah, I would just make sure that in both instances that you are really dialing in on what the benefit of them joining the tribe or downloading the freebie is, and you should be good.
Okay. Yeah, I need to make a note of that to make sure that I am stating the benefits. Okay.
And if you don't have a sign up form on your website right now, it's very easy to add one. We talked about WordPress plugins. Most of the email providers have one. We definitely have a robust one in Aweber, but you could also create a landing page. And a lot of people say, well, I don't have a website. Like I'm primarily selling on social, or I have a brick and mortar and I don't have like this big website, or I just have a Facebook page. And even if you don't have a website, you can create a landing page. And what that does is it gives you a link that you can share with your audience that will take them to your sign up form. And you can share that on Facebook, Twitter, Clubhouse, right? Anywhere on your social platforms to turn your followers and fans into subscribers. And here's an example of a landing page that is asking them to sign up for their newsletter. So they're capturing email addresses. And what's really powerful about a landing page is it's very simple. It's one clear call to action. It's one thing that you want them to do. You're not going to have a landing page that asks them to sign up for your newsletter and download this coupon and join my Facebook group and do this and do that. You want to make sure it has one thing. It's very clear, one path that they go down. There's not any other distractions. When they hit this page, they know exactly what you want them to do. And in this particular case, it's signing up for a newsletter, but you could also use landing pages to do event registrations, to collect payments for digital products and services. You could direct them to really anywhere you want them to go, but you really should have a landing page with just one clear call to action. And the benefits of a landing page is you don't need coding or technical skills, at least not in Aweber. We have our landing page builder that uses a drag and drop builder that you can add images, update your text, customize your design. And many of them give you professionally designed templates that are mobile and desktop responsive. And if you don't have a website, this is a great place to start, is with a landing page that gives you some web presence. And in Aweber's case, it seamlessly integrates with your landing page. So when someone signs up on your landing page, it's automatically going to be in your email list, so you can email them right away. And a landing page helps grow your email list quickly because, again, there's only one goal in mind. It's converting more of your visitors into email subscribers.
Absolutely.
Right? and with many providers, there's fees, but with Aweber, it includes unlimited landing pages. So something to think about there. Okay, we're on to problem number 2. And I've kind of alluded to this one a couple of times, but problem number 2 is that there's no welcome series, or if there is, it's not that great. Okay. And I talked to a lot of people who are doing email marketing. They're collecting subscribers and they're either not doing anything with it at all, or they're not sending a welcome email and they're just sending sales emails. Okay. And this is a really important piece of the puzzle. So you want to make sure that you create a welcome series. And if you are doing email marketing, which some of you probably commented that you are, let me know if you have an automated welcome series. And for those of you that are wondering, well, what is a welcome series? It's simply... Oh, good.
I have an automated welcome series. Although now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I need to update it. So some of the things in the automated series have changed. So I need to get those things updated.
Yes, that's a good point. You want to make sure if you are doing one, maybe you're going to learn something new today that you want to implement, but also you want to audit it to make sure that everything is still timely and relevant. So that's a great point.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's a welcome series? It's basically just an email or a group of emails that are set up to automatically send to your subscribers after they first join your email list. And what these do is they welcome people to your list, but they also set the tone for future emails, and it's going to help increase your long-term email engagement. And first, you want to write your welcome email. And again, it's automated. It's going to work for you around the clock. So when someone subscribes to your list and they are doing it at 2 a.m. in the morning, right? It's automatically going to send for you. It's working around the clock. And if you're collecting via a Google form, my guess is it's probably not hooked up to your email provider and they're not going to get that automated email. There's some manual stuff that you're going to have to do to make sure that triggers. And so if you have a sign up form that's native to your email platform, it's going to save you quite a few steps and make sure that people get that email right away. As soon as they hit submit, they should be getting it. And the welcome email is your first email, or technically your second if you're using confirmed opt-in or double opt-in to send your subscribers a confirmation opt-in message. We've all seen that, right? I just want to touch on this for a minute. Yeah. You subscribe to a list, you get an auto email kicked back to you that says, please confirm your subscription or please confirm your email address. Now that's going to definitely help you with long-term deliverability and whatnot. But the welcome email is the first one that comes from you, the one that you wrote. And why it's so important is because welcome emails have 4 times higher open rates and 5 times higher click-through rates than any other emails that you're going to send. And that's because people are the most excited that they're ever going to be when they first subscribe to your list, right? They subscribe, they want your freebie, they want your lead magnet. They're going to go right to their inbox. And if you're like me, I like hit refresh over and over and over again until I get that email. And right, Michi, I'm sure you do that too.
Yes, I have done that.
And do you know how many times I have subscribed to a list and never gotten, not only did I not get a welcome email, but I didn't get any emails. And then like months and months will go by and I'll get a sales email being like, hey, want to buy this? No, I don't. I don't know who you are. I don't remember you. I don't remember opting in, right? And so that's why it's really important that as soon as someone opts in, it's fresh in their mind, they're getting an email. It's setting the pace, it's setting the tone, and it's super, super important. And industry average open rates are about 22%, but we've seen open rates above 93% with welcome emails and click-through rates above 50%. So these are high impact emails. And if you aren't doing one right now, or if you have one that's not great, you want to run after this and get it set up and tweak if necessary. So I'm going to tell you what to put in a welcome email. And first and foremost, you want to deliver your incentive. And the reason being is because email marketing, it's really not marketing, it's email relationship building. And in order to build a relationship, what do you need? You need trust, right? And if you say, give me your email address and I'm going to give you this, and you don't deliver, guess what? You broke their trust right out of the gate. And that's hard to come back from. So please, please, please make sure you deliver your incentive right away. Number 2, you want to ask subscribers to whitelist, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. Number 3, you want to set expectations, and this is important. I talked about this a little bit with the example from Ann Handley with her Total Anarchy newsletter. You want to make sure that you're letting people know in that first email, what kind of content are you going to be sending? What can they expect to come into their inbox? Also, how often, right? And so if you say, I'm going to send every other week and you send every day, well, guess what? Those people were like, what? I didn't sign up for this. I thought it was going to be every 2 weeks. This is too much commitment, right? You're going to scare people off. But if you say to people, I'm going to send you an email every day, and then you're only emailing once a month, they're going to think you're a slacker, right? They're going to be like, wow, this person's really unreliable. That, they can't even get their ish together, right? So you want to make sure that whatever expectation you set, you stick to it. And number 4, introduce yourself. This is your moment to shine, right? Tell them about you. How you serve them, because they only care about you in the sense of how you can help them. So make sure you say, how you're going to make their life better, because they were attracted to you or came to you because of a promise of some sort of transformation, right? It was either they were going to save time, money, they were going to be entertained, inspired, informed, educated. Their life was going to be improved in some way. So make sure that you speak to them in that language, because they want to know what's in it for them. And don't forget to build excitement, right? This is your moment. It's like the in-between stage. It's like that kind of like parallel universe in between them getting your lead magnet and them unsubscribing. How many times have you signed up for something and then got the thing and then unsubscribed, right?
Yeah, I've been there. I've done that.
Right? We all have.
Charged. Guilty as charged.
Right? We've all done that. But you want to wow your people in that first email. It's your first impression. You want to make sure that you are keeping them excited and engaged, because not only do you want them not to unsubscribe, but you want them to open that next email and then the email after that. So make sure you're building excitement. This should be fun. This should not be a chore. Use your brand voice and tone. Add some pictures, add your branding colors, whatever, because you want to connect with them in that very first email. And I'm going to show you an example of a really great welcome email that covers everything that we talked about in a really fun and easy way. And this, again, is from Ann Hanley. And first, she describes the frequency of the emails and what kind of content she's going to be sending. So she says, every 2 weeks, you're going to get, X, Y, and Z from me. So she's setting that tone. Next, she is actually getting people to engage back with her by giving her content ideas. She asks people in her email to say what they're hoping to get out of her newsletter. And you can do this too in your newsletter, your emails. Asking a question is a great way to get people to engage. We want people to open, we want people to click, but we definitely want people to reply. And most people's intuition is not to hit reply. So you have to give them the direction and the permission to engage back with you. Mm-hmm. And you want it to be a two-way conversation. So maybe it's, what's your biggest struggle with whatever your zone of genius is? What do you think about this? Ask them a question, invite them to reply. Okay, third, she's talking about whitelisting. And I mentioned this in the previous slide. She's talking about deliverability, and she's making sure that her emails reach the primary inbox. And you can also do this in your welcome email. And it could simply be, hey, add me as a contact, or drag me out of promotions into the primary inbox. And if you don't know what to write, there's whitelisting instructions, there's templates. We have templates at AWeber where the text is already in there for you. So don't stress out about that part. And finally, she is giving her top posts at the bottom of the email, and it's free value right away. So she's setting herself up as an authority, as someone who can help their reader. She's linked to her top 5 posts of all time. And something I want to call out is, in this example, she's hyperlinked the text of the title of the post. You don't ever want to just drop links into your emails. And it's more kind of two purpose. One, for technical purposes. It will hurt your deliverability if you're just dropping links or you're using link shorteners. You want to hyperlink text or images directly to the destination. And the second reason why is because people don't like clicking on links that they don't know where they go, right? They want some context. They want to know what exactly they're clicking on. So that's an email best practice, just throwing it in there.
Let's pause for 1 second. I want to check in with the folks on Clubhouse. Does anyone have any questions, anything they want to say, issues, problems, or concerns? Please go ahead and unmute your mic and state it if you do. All right. Anyone on Instagram have any questions, issues, problems, concerns? Please feel free to drop your comments in the comment section. And we will get to any questions anyone may have. All right, Jenna, go ahead.
All right, awesome. Hopefully we're all still here. We're excited. We're learning stuff. This is another example that I'm just going to quickly go through. This is from Nomadic Met. And what's really cool about this is, in his welcome email, he wants to learn about his subscribers. And he's a travel blogger. And so he's given all these different links. And it says, tell me where you want to go by clicking one of the links. And what he's done is he says, I'm going to Europe, North America, all of these different destinations. And when someone clicks on the link, so say I'm going to the Caribbean, which sounds amazing right about now. I wish I was going to the Caribbean, but say I clicked the Caribbean. He's not going to send me information on Europe. Just like if I clicked on Europe, he's not going to send me information about Australia. So he wants to learn about his readers, and he wants to send targeted emails based on the things that they're most interested in. And you can do this too in your welcome email. And that's a whole other webinar, right? Is about segmentation. But learning about your readers is going to help keep them engaged for the long term, because your open rates are much higher when you're sending targeted messages to subsets of your subscribers. So just something I wanted to throw out there. Think about how you can utilize this tactic in your own business and your own welcome email.
We have a question on here. Someone wrote, does your landing page have to be copywritten? What do you mean, Simone? You mean as far as like having a copywriter write it? Is that what you mean? Please explain your question just a little bit, please. All right, go ahead, Jenna. I'll come back to her when she expands on it.
No worries. So what else should you put in your welcome series? Well, it's just helpful information. So any valuable content that you have, think about what are your frequently asked questions. You can include that at the bottom of your welcome email. Basically, just share so much great content that they're not going to unsubscribe from your list. So it could be posts, it could be your top downloaded podcast episodes. It could be, again, your FAQs, things that you hear all the time that people might not think to ask. And you can easily create welcome series, especially in Aweber. We have templates that we've already set up 3 emails in your welcome series. And it's literally just fill in the blanks. So all you have to do is add in your incentive, add in your kind of brand tone and any images that you want to include. But we've done the framework for you already. So you could easily set up these 3 emails and activate it for your new subscribers. Do we have a clarification on that question yet, Michi?
Not yet.
Okay.
She said, never mind. She said, we talking about email. She was all on something else.
Oh, no worries. No worries. All right. Well, if something else pops up, let me know. But we're going to move on to our third problem. And that is that subscribers receive emails too infrequently and often only sales emails. And every time I see this slide, I'm always like, wah, wah, like, right? You want to make sure that you are staying top of mind with your subscribers, right? Because if they're not seeing you regularly, they're going to forget about you. And all that hard work of your lead magnet and capturing them in your welcome email, you want to make sure that you are continuing to nurture and maintain that relationship and take it from someone who's a subscriber to someone that's a customer or a client. And not only that, we want to take our clients and customers and we want to turn them into raging fans, right?
Yeah, so this problem is the one that I have been the worst at.
Yes.
Is not contacting my email list frequent enough. And so, building my email list is my number one priority right now, is either through the email and actually going to get into texting as well. So guilty.
You're not alone, I promise. But hopefully after today, you're going to have some motivation to engage more with them. Because guess what? The thing about email, and I'm kind of going off topic here, but the thing about email is they have opted in to hear from you. They have raised their hand. They have said, Michi, yes, I want you in my inbox. I want to hear what you have to say. I want your wisdom. I want all of the things that you can help me with. And so that's, when I hear people say like, oh, I don't have time to manage my emails. Well, it's either like, hey, get motivated because they're waiting to hear from you, or maybe outsource to someone if that's feasible.
Right.
But spend your time talking to people who say, yes, I want to hear from you. So I could go on and on about that, but I want to respect everyone's time. So step 3 is send a valuable newsletter. And an email newsletter is an email you send on a regular basis. So like every week, every other week, no less than once a month. That is helpful to your audience. And newsletters are huge right now. So many businesses are built around their newsletter. And I can't tell you how many people I've met, especially around Clubhouse. Shout out to our Clubhouse listeners. I can't tell you how many times people say, oh my gosh, 85% of my revenue comes from my email list. Or I was talking to someone yesterday, 68% of my revenue comes from my email list.
Wow.
If the majority of your revenue was coming from your email list, when you want to spend more time there, right?
Yes.
And right. And if you're not making that, you have the potential to make that. But so many businesses are built around their newsletter. And I'm going to show you a couple examples. The Skim is an example. This is a daily newsletter. You don't need to send a daily newsletter. Like I said, once a week, once a month, whatever kind of fits into your bandwidth. But this particular one, it's a daily, and it shares the latest news in a really fun, accessible way. And it's solving a few problems for their subscribers. Basically, it's saving their time. And the readers don't have to scour the internet to find out what's happening. Like I know, like for me, I want to know things, but like I don't want to dig and like find out all the answers. I want someone to do it for me, right? I want someone to help me out. And that's what this newsletter does for people. It's the most important news that they care about delivered right to their inbox. So it's all curated for them. They simply just go to their inbox. Boom, there it is. Super simple, saving them time. And the Skim, their entire business is built on this daily newsletter. They have a huge team. They're out of New York City, but you don't need to have a huge team. I'm going to show you in a few minutes how to do a newsletter that's super simple. The Morning Brew is another one. The Hustle is another daily newsletter. Check that out. Ann Hanley, we've met her a few times. She has Total Anarchy. It's every other week. Definitely go check out and sign up for some newsletters. Certainly people that are in your space, not to copy what they're doing, but just get some inspiration and, see what they're doing so that you could, be motivated and inspired. And Ann Hanley, she says, newsletters are 100% effective and they're the backbone of so many content marketing efforts. And newsletters are important because guess what? It's going to help with your subscriber engagement. We don't want a huge email list. What we want is an engaged email list. And a lot of people are so worried about their numbers, but they're not worried about attracting the right people. And once they do have those people, they're not worried about engaging. So worry about keeping an engaged list. Okay. And when you have regular content, it keeps them engaged. They remember you. You're always top of mind. It's also going to drive traffic to your website on a regular basis, which Google really likes, right? Or it's going to drive them to your YouTube, which YouTube really likes. It's going to drive them to your social media, which they really like. So use your email newsletter as a vehicle to drive traffic to your end game, right? Wherever you want them to go. And a regular newsletter is going to help you sell your product or service. And you don't want to always be asking for the sale, but you can definitely promote and get revenue and monetize your email list by adding links to your own products and services or the products and services of other companies, right? Like affiliate links. And you can definitely make money through your email list. Now, it should be like give, and then ask. You don't want to always be asking them to part with their money. But if you've given enough value over time, when it is time for the ask, they're going to act, right? Especially if they are your ideal customer. And it's going to help you grow your list. if you have a really good email newsletter, it gets people's attention. They're going to love it. They're going to recommend it to their friends. They're going to love it. They're going to subscribe. They're going to tell their friends, so on and so forth. So it's going to grow your list. Now, here's the hot seat question. People always say, Jenna, this is all awesome and great, and I cannot wait. But like, where do I get content? And you don't need to write like huge blog posts in order to send emails. So everybody cheer and clap.
Yeah.
You simply want to include any kind of content that helps your audience, and get creative. Think outside the box. Like, any valuable content can go inside or be promoted inside an email newsletter. And I'm going to show you some examples. So this first one is from Gary Vee's newsletter. And he has a screenshot of one of his Instagram posts with the views and the likes circled and all the comments. And he has a little bit of like a story before and after it. And he wants to drive people back to Instagram. This is a post that's potentially going to go viral. He wants to drive more people back there so he can turn his email subscribers into Instagram followers. And then he can also go back and turn his followers into email subscribers. So it all works kind of like in a synergy kind of way. Mm-hmm. But he just has them linked. This is an image linked to his Instagram. So he's driving people back there. This is from Finamize newsletter. And this is a Q&A. And here is a great way to get content. Okay, here's a secret. Ask your subscribers. Ask your audience. Poll them. What do they want to know? What do they want to learn? What are their questions? You could have a question of the week that you feature in your email and encourage your subscribers to ask questions. Hit reply, ask a question. It might be featured in next week's newsletter. So that's exactly what they do here. It could be customer spotlights or customer success stories. People love being featured. Ask them in your email. Reply if you want to be featured in my next newsletter. It could be really simple. Quote of the day. I was talking to someone the other day. She sends a daily newsletter of inspiration. It's an inspirational little snippet every single day, and it's awesome and a great way to get your day started. It could be what I'm reading. What's your book list? What show? This is the one for me. What shows are you binging on Netflix? Because I've watched them all and I need suggestions. So get them to engage back with what they're watching. It could be anything. What I'm reading, what I'm eating, what I'm watching, what I'm listening to. I've done that before too. Like this. Here's the podcast I listened to this week. What are you listening to? It's about conversation. And it doesn't always have to directly relate back to your product or service. It's just whatever your audience is going to find helpful. You can include that in your newsletter.
You know what I just thought about is I ask these questions in my Facebook group. Never thought about putting them in the newsletter because I do a weekly newsletter and I never thought about any of this. Like, what books are you reading? What podcasts are you listening to is one that I ask frequently. What's your favorite movies? Like, I never thought, and then I do like poll questions, but I never thought to put this stuff in the newsletter. Never thought of it.
Yes, do polls, do surveys in your newsletters, get them to hit reply. And, we're all so good about engaging posts on social. They translate to email, include them. Maybe they didn't even see it. Repurpose. You can do a weekly roundup. Hey, in case you missed it, did you see this post and that post and this tweet and that pin?
Yeah. I never even thought about that. I am so glad. I love you.
Light bulb moment. I love you too. Thank you. And there's a couple different ways you could do a newsletter. It could be a single post newsletter. So this one is from Henneke from Enchanting Marketing. She publishes content a little less frequency. So what she does is she's promoting her most recent blog post, and she's not just promoting the blog post. She is telling a personal story at the beginning of the email to draw people in, but then she ties it back to the story, back to her blog post. So you could totally do this too. If you don't have a ton of content, tell a story and then drive them, to the blog or the podcast or to wherever. And people love stories. It's really an important part of content marketing. And people like that so much more than boring marketing jargon. So make sure add personality to your emails. People want to see themselves in your email. You could also do a digest style newsletter. This is where you have a lot more content. And it could be links to a bunch of different places. So think about all the content that you're already creating. It can go into your newsletter. So maybe it's a YouTube video and you're linking to that. You're linking to a recipe on Pinterest. So you're sharing a valuable recipe, if that's your audience. And not only are you sharing valuable stuff with them, but you're driving them to your Pinterest. Maybe they didn't know you had a Pinterest, board. So this is what we call digest style, and that's a lot of different information that's helpful to your audience. It could ask for a sale at the end. Just make sure it's always more about value than it is about getting in return. And you might be saying, all right, Jenna, I don't even create my own content. So now what? And you can still create a regular, valuable newsletter that is helpful to your audience. And you can do that through curation. And this is a really simple way to create a newsletter fast. And you're just sharing valuable content in your newsletter that was created by other people. Now, you're always going to credit them. You're not passing it off as your own. You're linking to the source, but you could do curation. And that's what the Skim does. We saw them a few minutes back. That's exactly what they do. Almost all of the content in their newsletter was created by other people, not from their company. But
okay.
They're still providing a huge service to their audience by finding and gathering all of the important articles for them. Right. So it could be, again, a roundup, not necessarily of things that you created, but things that will resonate with your audience. Okay. So I threw a lot at you, right? We talked about step 1, create a sign-up form that converts. Make sure there's some sort of benefit, what's in it for them. Step 2, create a welcome series. This is going to set the tone, get them excited, get them to open your future emails. And step 3, send a valuable newsletter. And that's your 3-step plan. And the last thing I want to share with you is just a couple things I promised about Aweber. Again, you don't need to be an Aweber customer to implement or get value from all of these things, but you can start for free for up to 500 subscribers, and we have paid plans for bigger accounts. We also have 24/7 US-based customer solutions, and we have phone, email, and chat, so you'll never be left in the lurch. We have automations included for free, and that includes setting up your automated welcome series, integrations using your third-party tools that you're already using for your business to help grow your list. It includes the landing pages that we talked about and so much more. But I'm not going to bore you. I want you to go to unicorntribe.aweber.com. And that's unicorn with a K and tribe with a Y. Okay. unicorntribe.aweber.com, and you'll be able to get more information and make decision for yourself. But that is our presentation, and let me know if we have any questions.
We did have a couple questions before my phone died, and I didn't realize that my battery was that low. So I'm going to have to go back and upload this on Instagram because the live cut off for them for like about 15 minutes ago. So one of the question was, I think she stated it something like, how many emails should be in a welcome series? And what is a good number of emails to actually, how often to send the emails?
Yeah. So for welcome emails, I mean, we'll start you off with 3. So in our template, we include 3 emails, and I would say 3 to 5 is probably average. Depending on how big of an offer, like, right. So at the end of your welcome series, it should be like they signed up for something free. You're delivering that. You're setting the stage. You're introducing yourself. You're giving value, right? The next email should be like checking in, like, hey, how'd you like that free thing? If you liked that, like, here's another thing of value. The next email could be, hey, if you love that, you should see what I'm doing in this, in my other offerings. And so at the end, there's going to be an ask. So if you have a really high ticket offer that maybe takes up a lot longer to, get through that journey, then it's going to be longer. If it's a short kind of, you're taking them from like a free mini course to a $97 course, it's going to be a lot shorter. But I would say, somewhere from 3 to 7 emails. And with email marketing, there's no like cookie cutter answer, right? It's like, it depends. It depends on your audience. It depends on your business. It depends on your product and your service. But I would say that's a pretty good, range, 3 to 7. And in terms of cadence, I talked about like for a newsletter, doing like a weekly or a bi-weekly, and no less frequent than a monthly. So you should be in their inbox at least once a month, if not more. Okay. I mean, I would say a month is like the longest you want to go.
Okay. And then with the actual welcome email series, like I can't stand when I get emails from someone every day or multiple times in a day. So I think I have my welcome series like every 2 days.
Yeah.
The email comes out. What do you think the industry standard for that would be?
I would say at least like a day in between each email is at least, like, that's my opinion. And that's the way we set up our welcome email on the template, is every other day. Okay. But if you're setting the expectation, like say someone's signing up for a free mini course, you want to say you're going to get an email every day for the next 7 days, for the course. And then you're going to get, an email every other week from me. So if they know, ahead of time, I'm going to be getting an email every day, then, I think that works in that use case. But if you're just sending it every day, just for no real reason, then I would maybe tweak that. But letting them know up front, like, I'm going to pop in your inbox a little bit more frequently over the next 7 days, but then you can expect to see something of value from me every 2 weeks. So just make sure that they're part of the process. I agree. I personally hate when I get multiple emails in one day from the same person. I think it's like for me, it's like, ooh, like commitment, right? Like commitment. Like, ooh, I'm ready for that level.
I mean, especially for a business. Now, it's different if it's family or friends or somebody sending you an email, but like a business person multiple times in a day, yeah, that was overkill. Like I got from a coach or something like 3 times in one day, like an email. Like, that's too much.
I agree. And I would say, going back to like how many emails is right in that welcome series, your first email is going to be the highest open, and you're going to see it kind of dip off like gradually. But if you're seeing a big like drop off on like email 5 and your offer is not till email 7, well, then you want to go back and audit that and look at that and see, why are people dropping off so drastically? Now, it will be a gradual, but if it's like everyone's opening emails 1 through 3 and then email 4 is like hardly anybody, there is a problem. So you want to go back and just, look through your journey again and see, where people might be getting turned off. Maybe 4 emails or, is sufficient, and you can ask for your offer in that 4th email. But there's a lot of testing and tweaking to figure out what's going to work for you. But 3 to 7 is a good kind of starting off point.
Gotcha. That's great. And the last question was, is the presentation available? Somebody wanted to know if they could have the slides.
Yeah, I'll send them to Michi and then you guys can connect.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jenna. This has been very helpful, not only for my business, but I'm sure for every other business person that's listened on here. I greatly appreciate all your time and your information so much.
Yes, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me. It's an honor. I love talking about this stuff. So
Yeah.
I love
We'll have
spending my day this way.
We'll have to have you come again and give us some more advanced tips and tricks.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely.
Guys, this is today's Be a CEO live show, how to quickly launch your email strategy with Jenna Bagley from Aweber. If you do not have a marketing company or you need to try something different, they do have a free offer. You don't have to submit your credit card and you can use the service for up to 500 people. Use unicorntribe.aweber.com, and that's UNIKORNTRYBE. You know, I like to end it with do something for yourself, do something for someone else, and let God do something for you. Have the most amazing day ever. Bye. That was great.